welcome to my unboxing of, yes, I have already done a Galaxy GeForce GTX 670 unboxing, but I'm about to do another one because this is a non-reference GTX 670. So this one uses the reference design PCB, which is the short PCB with the long cooler, the blower cooler that exhausts the air out the back, and this guy is slightly different. So although the specs are pretty similar, this one is slightly overclocked, so it's at 1 gigahertz. This one's overclocked, right? Yeah, it's overclocked. Factory overclocked to just over 1 gigahertz. Still using 6 gigahertz memory, just like the GTX 670 and the GTX 680 before it. Includes all the usual features, such as the new TXAA modes, which give you the same look as older types of anti-aliasing with a lesser performance hit. Also includes GPU boost, which dynamically adjusts the clock speed of your GPU according to how much thermal headroom as well as power headroom is available to it. Adaptive VSync, which gives you the best of both worlds in terms of whether your frame rate is above your refresh rate, it'll turn on VSync, and then if it falls below, then it turns VSync off to optimize your performance. Also is very, very power efficient, especially considering that it's a high-end GPU, which is something that, you know, in generations past was not really a priority for the two big GPU makers out there, and I'm sure you guys know who I'm talking about. And it looks like I never brought my test bench in here, so I can't hold up my 8800 Ultra, but that was definitely an example of performance at any cost compared to what we're seeing these days with these power-efficient, high-performance graphics cards. We've got a couple of dual Molex to 6-pin PCIe connectors, power connectors, as well as a DVI to VGA adapter, a user's manual and installation guide, as well as a graphics driver's DVD is included with this card. Did I miss any features? Probably. It has 2 gigs of memory, 1,344 CUDA cores, a 256-bit memory interface, making it a very high-end card compared to what we normally see in terms of how cut down the step down from the flagship single GPU card is. So for example, on the GTX 570, we saw a clock speed reduction, and we've got a clock speed reduction here, although a fairly less significant one, especially for these factory overclocked cards. So we've got a clock speed reduction, we've got a decrease in the number of CUDA cores, but, yeah, okay, I guess that's probably, oh yeah, right. Whereas with previous generation products, we also saw decreases in the memory frequency, for example. And I think that pretty much covers it. GPU boost, Right. 3+1 displays are supported with NVIDIA 3D Vision Surround, or just regular surround, and then an auxiliary display. We've got dual DVI output, HDMI, as well as DisplayPort. We've also got support for 4K monitors and HDMI 1.4a, which means you got your 3D and all that good stuff. And this is about as non-reference as a cooler gets. So we've got actually some really cool branding elements going on here. So GeForce GTX 670, Kepler, that is the code name. You normally never see the code name on a final product like that, so I think that's kind of a nice touch. This is also, this is a metal shroud. So we've got an aluminum shroud around 2 92mm cooling fans on a very, very nice looking heatsink, a radiator style heatsink. So it's got 4 heat pipes. You can see the copper base of it right in there with the 4 heat pipes coming out. This is a 2 gig card, so let me see. Yep, all the memory is installed on the other side. It looks like this is actually using, what PCB design is this using? Huh. Cool. So I did know that this wasn't going to be a reference PCB, and you can see how different they are. I'm going to prop this one up right here. Okay, so there's a reference PCB, which is this short. Galaxy has seriously beefed this thing up compared to the reference design card. So they've moved the power delivery back over to this side, whereas NVIDIA on their reference card put it over here. They have just seriously amped up the cooling involved. I mean, the aluminum cooling portion, I don't know if you're going to be able to see it. You know, you guys aren't going to be able to see it, but on the reference card, it's, you know, about yay big, whereas on this card, you can see that it is about yay big. And then they have also added a 6-pin and 8-pin PCIe power connector compared to the dual 6 pins that were on the reference card. And I don't remember, oh right, because I was confused. Look at this. They've actually added like ventilation holes in the PCB. And I can show you why they've done that, because you can see some of the power delivery components over here have gaps Very small gaps. I'm going to try and get you guys a better angle here. Very small gaps between these guys, and this allows airflow to go over them more naturally than if it was just a straight dead stop for the air and it didn't really have anywhere to go. So that's really cool. I haven't seen that before. Very neat. Okay, so let's move on. It does support multi-way SLI configurations, hence the 2 SLI connectors up at the top. And it's got just a very sort of neat look to it, a little galaxy-like line, squiggly thing going on over here. I already mentioned we've got the 6-pin and 8-pin PCIe connectors. This is a completely non-reference card. I would expect this to run significantly cooler than the reference design, which isn't to say that the GTX 570 isn't a cool running card already, but when you've got 2 92mm fans as opposed to one, what is that, a 60mm, 70mm fan, then you can expect it to run quieter, run cooler. However, the caveat is that you need to make sure you have a case with decent airflow, because this guy isn't going to exhaust all of the air out the back of your computer, whereas this one will. So some of the exhausted air that cooled the GPU is going to stay inside your case. As long as you have lots of case fans, you should still be fine. So I think that pretty much covers it. Thank you for checking out my unboxing and first look at this non-reference Galaxy GeForce GTX 670. And don't forget to subscribe to Linus Tech Tips for unboxings, reviews, and other computer videos.